So now moving on to question number 26. The function f is defined by f of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b and c are constants. The graph of y is equal to f of x in the xy plane passes through the points 7, 0 and negative 3, 0. So if a is an integer greater than 1, which of the following could be the value of a plus b? And so it is given to us that y is equal to f of x. The graph of y is equal to f of x in the xy plane, it passes through the points 7, 0 and negative 3, 0. And then it follows that when the value of x is either 7 or negative 3, the value of f of x is 0. That means the output is 0 when the input is either 7, and when the input is minus 3, the output is 0. And then it's also given that the function is defined by f of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are constants. So we know that the function is a quadratic function, and we can write it as a factored form also. So what is the factored form of a quadratic function? F of x is equal to a times x minus u times x minus v. This is the factored form of the quadratic when x is either u or v. So we know that the value of f of x is 0 when the value of x is either 7 or minus 3. That means the value of u and v, we can take u to be equal to 7 and v to be equal to minus 3. So that means we will get f of x is equal to a times x minus 7 times x plus 3. And then we will distribute the right hand side of the equation. So when we distribute the right hand side of the equation, a times x square minus 7x plus 3x minus 21. Or in other words, once we distribute the a also, we will get f of x is equal to ax square minus 4ax. Minus 4ax because a negative 7 plus 3 gives us negative 4, and then later we are multiplying with the a which is outside. So we have minus 4ax minus 21a. Now if you compare this to ax square plus bx plus c, so when you compare the value of b from this equation to this equation, you can see that b is equal to minus 4a. So let's do one strategy of adding a to each side of the equation. So we will get a plus b is equal to minus 3a. And because we are focusing on finding a plus b, and since we know that b is equal to minus 4a, strategically we are trying to modify it to the value which we need to get in this question. Because the question is saying which of the following could be the value of a plus b. So we know that b is equal to minus 4a, that's why we are adding a to both sides. So we can get the value of a plus b. So a plus b is equal to minus 3a, and if a is an integer, the value of a plus b, that means that it is a multiple of 3, because minus 3 times a it is. And if a is an integer greater than 1, it's also mentioned here that a is an integer greater than 1. So that means that we have to choose a which is greater than or equal to 2. So that means minus 3a less than or equal to minus 3 times 2. So it follows that the value of a plus b is less than or equal to minus 3 times 2, which is nothing but minus 6. And now let us compare and see, out of the choices, only answer choice A is able to match to that. Because first of all we need a multiple of 3, and not only that, a should be an integer greater than 1. So if a is integer greater than 1, a will be greater than or equal to 2. And if we calculate with 2, we are getting minus 3 times 2, which is minus 6. Out of all the answer choices, we are able to only have answer choice A, which is matching to that. Only minus 6 is a multiple of 3, that is less than or equal to minus 6. So that's why A would be the answer. So once more, if we have to revise, first of all, we have been given the quadratic function here, actually ax square plus bx plus c, and then they have given us that it passes through the points 7, 0 and minus 3, 0. Then we had to take the factored form of the quadratic and substitute the value of the u and v. So the u and v we substituted in the factored form of the quadratic as because 7, 0 and minus 3, 0, those are the points it's passing through, and the output is 0. So in the quadratic form, if we substitute and then we expanded it, after we expanded and compared to the quadratic form, we saw that b is equal to minus 4a. Then we don't need b, we need a plus b, the value of a plus b. That's why to the value which we found, we are adding a. That is the reason why we are adding a, so that we get a plus b. So we got minus 3a, which means that a plus b is equal to minus 3a, which means the value of a plus b is definitely a multiple of 3. And another thing which they have said is that a is an integer greater than 1. Therefore, we started taking the value to be greater than or equal to 2. But if we multiply it with minus 3, any value of a, we will start getting negative values. So it cannot be 4 or 5. We cannot have C or D as the answer at all. And since a is greater than 1, we have to go with answer choice A only. So I hope that's